Hey, what's up? Mr. Estrada here. There is our learning target for this video. Make sure you read it. And let's begin with our first example. Okay, so in our first example, we are being asked, it says, determine if the two lines 5x minus 7y equals negative 35 and y equals 7 over 5x plus 3 are parallel, perpendicular, or neither. So let me give you some general guidelines to work out these types of problems. All right, first, remember, if necessary, you want to set the equations to y equals mx plus b form. So make sure you do that. Then, what you want to do is you want to analyze the slopes and remember the following. If the slopes are equal, the lines are parallel. If the slopes are negative reciprocals, then they are perpendicular. If the slopes are neither equal nor negative reciprocals, then the lines are neither parallel nor perpendicular. So let's get to it. So this one over here, we're going to have to put in y equals form. This one is already in y equals form, so we know the slope of line 2, let's call it, is 7 over 5. So depending on what the slope of this one is, we're going to be able to say if the lines are parallel, perpendicular, or neither. So let's work it out. Let's set it equal to y equals mx plus b. So it says 5x minus 7y equals negative 35. So you're going to subtract 5x from both sides. This cancels out. We get negative 7y equals negative 5x minus 35. Divide by the coefficient of y. These cancel out. We get y equals, so these negatives here are going to cancel out. So we get y equals 5 over 7x plus, again, these negatives will cancel out, plus 35 over 7 is 5. So what's the slope of this line? The slope of, let's call this line 1. The slope of line 1 is equal to 5 over 7. So let's go back to our guidelines. Remember our guidelines, the ones I gave you earlier? Let's go back to those. So it says if the slopes are equal, the lines are parallel. Well, the slopes are not equal, so they can't be parallel. If the slopes are negative reciprocals, then they are perpendicular. They're not negative reciprocals because they both have the same sign. So we're left with neither. So our answer is going to say the lines are neither parallel nor perpendicular because the slopes are not equal nor negative reciprocals. Let's try another one. Whoops, you're not supposed to see this yet. Alright, so now you know the answer, but you still have to see how it's worked out. It says determine whether the two lines represented by the equations y equals 2x plus 3 and 2y plus x equals 6 are parallel, perpendicular, or neither. Justify your response. So the first equation is already in y equals mx plus b form, so we know the slope of line 1 is equal to 2 over 1. Just put it in fraction form. And you always want to put the slope in fraction form. It just makes it easier to see if, it makes it easier to tell if the slopes are the same or negative reciprocals. Okay, so now the second equation we're going to have to put in y equals mx plus b form. So let's go ahead and do that. So we're going to subtract x from both sides. These will cancel. So we get 2y equals negative x plus 6, divide everything by the coefficient of y. So we get y equals negative x over 2 plus 3. What's the slope of line 2? It's negative 1 over 2. Don't forget, you still have that invisible 1 in front of the x. So the slope of line 2 is negative 1 over 2. So what do we know about the slopes? Well, if you look at the slopes, they are negative reciprocals of each other. So the lines are perpendicular because the slopes are negative reciprocals. Let's try one more. So this one is a multiple choice question, and it says the lines represented by the equations y plus 1 over 2x equals 4 and 3x plus 6y equals 12 are the same line, parallel, perpendicular, or neither parallel nor perpendicular. So here is the first equation. We're going to have to set it equal to y equals mx plus b. So we do that by performing the additive inverse of 1 over 2x on both sides of the equation. This will cancel out. We get y equals negative 1 over 2x plus 4. Now you could tell the slope of line 1 is negative 1 over 2. Now let's work out the second one. Let's set it equal to y equals mx plus b. So we got 3x plus 6y equals 12. Subtract 3x on both sides. We get 6y equals negative 3x plus 12. Divide everything by 6. These will cancel, so we get y equals, we're going to reduce negative 3 over 6. It reduces to negative 1 over 2. Always remember to reduce your slopes. So that reduces to negative 1 over 2, so we get negative 1 over 2x plus 2. So what's the slope of line 2? The slope of line 2 is negative 1 over 2, which is the same slope as line 1. Does that mean that they are the same line? No, because for them to be the same line, they have to have the same slope, and that's important, the same b or y-intercept. And they don't have the same y-intercept. This has a y-intercept of 2, this has a y-intercept of 4. So it's not the same line. They are not the same line. They do have the same slope, so they are parallel. So our answer is choice 2, parallel. They are not perpendicular because the slopes are not negative reciprocals. And plus, it can't be parallel and perpendicular at the same time. So our answer is choice 2. I hope this video helps. Take care.